Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to Road to Rare episode number 22. Today guys, we are going to be opening our rewards from the midweek. We're also going to be looking at our teams for the weekend, giving away a special celebration card, find out later in the video how to get involved in that, and let's get into it. So guys, to start off, we managed to get 5 teams in the cash rewards this week. Unfortunately, we didn't manage to get more, especially with the awesome prize pots in the champion competitions. We're going to start off with our worst team, which although it was the best score, unfortunately Musiala couldn't get a good score and Real Madrid decided to concede in the last couple of minutes, which unfortunately took me down from about £24 into a nice £2.71. Unfortunate, but you don't mind it. Vinicius Jr. managing to get 2 goals, had an awful score earlier on. Upamecano getting a lovely 100, and Jude Bellingham, currently one of the best players, continues to smash it. Moving into our rare team, so we had a rare in season. Thibaut Courtois, obviously losing that clean sheet cost us in this one as well. It's cost us about £48, which is just Real Madrid conceding late on has cost me a good £70-80 this weekend, midweek, but you know, you can't complain. Rudiger picking up a solid score, Vinny once again, Pedri with a 97.5, and Virgil van Dijk with only a score of 40.2, which has got to be one of his worst this season, which is really unfortunate because, you know, later on that Real Madrid game, I was just really annoyed at Virgil van Dijk, but it is what it is. Moving into the specialist competition, I do not know how we managed to get £10 from this team, but once again, the star of the show last weekend, Rodrigo, picking up 2 goals. Odegaard getting a late goal to get a solid score of 93.9. Mittelstadt, unfortunately, Stuttgart managed to also concede late on, but then Mittelstadt went on to get the assist straight after, so it kind of balanced itself out. Gvardiol with an insane clearance off the line, but then also an error led to goal in the 90th minute. I was looking at a really solid game week, but just everything dropped off right at the end of it. And then specialist rare, how I've ended up winning £24 with a 16 score from Jules Koundé, I'll never know. But if you look at the rest of the players, Valverde with a 92, Rafinha with a 94.8, and obviously we've already covered Rodrigo. Let's get into the rewards. So guys, let's claim our rewards. Let's see what we got. Obviously, we're not going to have the standard promotion and relegation. According to this, we got 6 rare boxes and $120 cash. That is incorrect, and I don't even think that is the correct date. As you can see there, we got 4 limited boxes, 2 rare, and we're going to give a quick refresh to see how much the cash goes up to, from £169 to £217. So a solid £50. You do not mind that from a midweek. We're back in the cash. We've been smashing it recently. Do we have a chance of a craft? So we're currently on 2 limited essence and 13 rare. It's very unlikely that we're going to have a craft in this video. We're probably going to have to wait till after the weekend. That's usually when we have the big essence boosts. We get 2 level ups in the first box, which we absolutely love. You know, for me, the level ups 90% of the time better than the essence crafts, because with my players I just need to get them as high as possible. We get 5 essence there, which we cannot complain about at all. I would take more levels up. So we get 3 limited essence. I don't think that's enough for a craft. Now we have 2 rare boxes. So one is European Champions and one is Champions Specialist. I want to have a quick look at the chances of getting something. That's not even letting me click it. Is it going to let me on this one? No, we're not allowed to look at them, so instead we're just going to get right into it. We get 2 rare levels up. We do not mind that. I wish I opened this before this week, because we'd definitely like to use that XP on some of our rare players, and we get another 2 rare level ups. We do not mind that at all. So guys, I wanted to go over a quick giveaway I wanted to do. The support has been once again insane on the videos. Thank you guys for always showing your support. Next week in the midweek, we have an absolutely insane competition. If you guys have seen Sorare's updates they've been posting on Twitter, and you've been watching also their video insights where they get some of the creators to kind of explain the in-depths of certain things. Not on the video, but one of the tweets they put out the other day is this Champions Night, where you can enter a team, and if you manage to hit a score of 400 points, then you get to share the $20,000 prize pool. I've already looked at this over on Twitter, and that pretty much guarantees you £20 looking at last week's. So depending on the scores, could be more, could be a tiny bit less. Also for rare, the prize will be even bigger, 15,000, but there wasn't that many people. So I think that worked out to about £80. So make sure to get involved. To celebrate, I thought I would give away a pretty cool card. So Celebration Dominic Solanke. If you guys want to get involved, if you want to win this card and open it for yourself when he gets a decisive, obviously he's injured at the moment, but when he comes back, he will be a very cool card to open. What you have to do is, my Discord link is down below, or my Twitter link is down below. If you go over to there, send me your team that you're entering for that competition. And then also, once the competition's over, if you manage to get a score of 350 points, you'll be entered into the draw to win that Dominic Solanke. So make sure to get involved. As always, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And fingers crossed you can be the lucky person to win a Dominic Solanke. If you don't quite manage to hit that 400 point mark, if you hit the 350, you got a chance to win him. So guys, as always, we're going to get into the main part of the Friday video, which is the lineups for this weekend. I completely forgot to do my lineups, and luckily I just remembered at about 2:30, 30 minutes before the deadline at work. So these teams may not be 100% concrete, they're not studied, I don't know the fixtures that well. But nonetheless, I think I've picked a couple of good teams. I've gone a bit boring. I've gone back to what I used to do at the start of the season. Nonetheless, we're going to get into the first team on the left here. This is a bit of a mix and match team. We've got the Brighton boys of Bruges and João Pedro. Obviously against Everton, you're hoping for a clean sheet and even some decisives, especially at home for Brighton. We then have Virgil van Dijk, a great fixture against Ipswich. Foden against my boys Chelsea. I feel like Chelsea at the moment, we just concede a lot of goals, and Foden is probably going to be on the delivering end of that. If Chelsea do concede, you very much fancy that Foden's going to be involved. So for that reason, we're putting him in our Div 1 team. And then Gordon, he had an absolute stinker last week, so you know what we thought? Let's try it again. Let's make him captain and let's put him in our best team. Against Southampton, a team that concedes about 20 goals every game week. I quite like him as the captain. Then into team number 2, also in Division 1. Somehow we're managing to stay in there at the moment. We have Alisson, Trent and Salah from Liverpool. For me, this is my best team for the weekend, my most hopeful one. Obviously, Alisson and Arnold against Ipswich should be keeping a clean sheet. Arnold, this is going to be one of those games where if he gets a decisive, he's just getting 100 points. You know, he's going to be playing those balls to Salah. He's going to be whipping crosses in constantly. Salah should get back on the score sheet. I mean, I think he scored in the midweek. And then Isaac against Southampton and Guimaraes against Southampton. That fixture as well, this week it's going to be dominated by Liverpool teams and Newcastle for Division 1. I'm well aware. I thought I'd join in. This is the variation that I wanted to go for it. I didn't want to stack one or the other. As bad as it sounds, I'm hoping Dubravka doesn't start because there's a lot of uncertainty about the Newcastle goalkeeper. So I'm hoping people kind of unfortunately get a DMP, which pushes me ahead. Obviously, I don't want you guys players not to start, but nonetheless, I would not mind it at all. And then into the Division 4 team, we still can't get promoted out of Division 4, which is extremely embarrassing when you have 2 teams in Division 1 and a stacked gallery like mine. We've gone for David Raya in goal against Wolves. Can't see a clean sheet happening there. Pedro Porro against Leicester is a very nice game, and the rest of the Spurs boys, you're going to see them a bit later on in the champion team. We've then gone for the United players against Fulham. United have just been awful recently, to be honest, but for me, this is one of those games where the United just can play well. Fulham have been in good form. United need a win. Bruno Fernandes and Diallo are pretty much their only good players other than Martinez, so I still fancy they could do something. And then Erling Haaland against Chelsea. Fingers crossed doesn't score, but I wouldn't mind if that team got promoted into Division 3 at least. Going into our rare teams for the weekend, we annoyingly still don't have Vinicius Jr. back. And we brought Tchouaméni last week, and he obviously got injured. Like, it was announced a couple of hours before the game, which was really annoying for me, especially since we just picked him up. But we have Courtois, Rudiger, Valverde and Rodrigo. Fingers crossed Tchouaméni starts. Looking at the press conference, Tchouaméni should be favourite again. Ancelotti wants to play his favourite team, and for me, if Tchouaméni is fit, he makes that in defence or that midfield position quite easily. Then into the second team in Division 2, Rare, we have Inaki Peña, Jules Koundé, who are an absolute stinker in the midweek, Pedri and Rafinha, who are Barcelona's top players, and then we've got Nico Williams because we don't have a fifth Barcelona player. But with our cash balance of £217, I think we have a lot more than that to spend. I have withdrew some. We'll take a look at the Excel probably next Tuesday to see where we are on our return on investment. But we may look at picking up a rare player. I may look at picking up Lamine Yamal if we have the funds. But we will look a bit further to that next week. Then we move into our La Liga in-season Division 1 team. We have gone for Real Madrid. You guys are used to me switching it up. I was tempted to do it again. I was so tempted to put Rafinha and Yamal in the forward spots. But instead, we have gone for full Real Madrid and obviously full Barcelona in Division 2. I've actually realised I've made a mistake here. I wanted to play the Barcelona boys in Division 1 and Real Madrid in Division 2. Just because I just fancy Barcelona at home. Obviously, they keep conceding, but then again, so do Real Madrid. So who knows who the best goalkeeper choice would be here. But starting with the left, we've gone for Thibaut Courtois, Rudiger, Bellingham, Rodrigo, and Mbappe. And of course, Rodrigo is going to be the captain because he's just my favourite player at the moment. I'm going to say it on every video. I think I prefer him to Vinicius Jr. Luckily, Vinicius Jr. still got that red card, so I don't have to worry about which one of the three to play between Rodrigo, Mbappe and Vinicius as the forwards. Then into the second team, I already said it's a Barcelona stack. We picked up an Araujo. Obviously, collection bonus has given him a massive boost straight away. He's already on 13%. Inaki Peña in goal should be the favourite, especially since Szczesny thought he was playing a Sunday League game in the Champions League and was two-footing everyone. Pedri's been one of the best midfielders again this season, absolutely smashing it since he's come back from his injury last year. And then, of course, up top, Rafinha and Yamal, because Lewandowski is having a bit of a stinker recently. He gets a goal here and there, but he's not at the top of his game. And we've decided to go with Yamal captain choice. It is usually Rafinha, but Rafinha has been letting me down recently, so Yamal is the favourite in that one. We then move on to our other Division 2 team. I forget that I've still got these. The best outcome of this week before I go into that team is to get one of these back into Division 1. So we have 2 Division 1s, 2 Division 2. If somehow the stars align and we manage to get a third team in Division 1, which is neon impossible because if Barcelona do well, this team is not doing well at all. Nonetheless, we have Ramiro and Agurd, who may be injured. I think he went off with some muscle cramps the other day. I've still risked him. I quite like him. He gets some great scores and plays very well for Real Sociedad. And they've got an alright fixture against Getafe, so fingers crossed they can keep a clean sheet in that one. Valverde didn't make any of the top teams, so for that reason, he has been dropped into this team. Bellingham, for me, is just a higher point scorer. Valverde, I think I prefer him as a player. I'm a massive fan. I'll take him at my club any day of the week. And then up top, we've gone for Griezmann, who's had a bit of a stinker recently, and Rodrigo de Paul. So, guys, this is where it gets really interesting. You're used to me playing the Bayern boys in Bundesliga Division 1 that we managed to stay in every week. But I thought, why not change it up? You know, in that 30 minutes, I had a random brain spurt where I was like, I'm going to switch up completely. I'm going to do probably what no one else is doing. And I'm going to put the Dortmund players in with the Leverkusen players. So we've gone for Kobel in goal, Schlotterbeck and Gittens. Against Werder Bremen, it's not an easy game. It's not a hard game. Manager's finally been sacked. Thank God for that, because he's been absolutely shocking. And then we've got Wirtz and Grimaldo. Obviously a very hard game away to Leipzig, but hopefully these two can perform. Then into Division 2 in the Bundesliga. This is a complete random team. We've gone for Nicholas Moritz against, can't remember, is it Bochum? Bottom of the league. Kim Min-jae in defence. Then we've gone for Granit Xhaka, been smashing the scores recently, so we made him captain. Klein East and up top, and then Amiri in there as well. Obviously a hard game against Stuttgart. Then for the Division 4 team, another Division 4 team that we really need to get promoted. That is my goal for this week, is to get the Prem and the Bundesliga Division 4 teams up to Division 3, because I should not be down there at all. We have Guirassy up top with an Mecha from Dortmund, and then we've gone for the Stuttgart boys against Mainz in Nubel, Misselstadt and Stiller as the captain. So to finish off, we're going to go through the champions teams. I'm going to start on the right because, as I mentioned, the Bundesliga, we always go with Bayern, but I felt like trying something new. Division 2, there's 3,000 entrants. Why not chuck your full Bayern Munich stack in there? For that reason, we've gone for Manuel Neuer, Upamecano, the better of the two centre-backs, in my opinion, between him and Kim Min-jae. Joshua Kimmich is the guaranteed points midfielder. I feel like you always go for Kimmich and either Elise or Musiala. I think Elise, I saw he's either injured or some reason people don't think he's going to start. Musiala, we've gone for captain. Our fingers crossed he can just be back since his flu and just absolutely smash it. And then we've gone for Harry Kane up top. Hopefully he can get back into scoring ways. On the left, we then have a team that I also really, really like the look of. Donnarumma and Hakimi against Stade Reims. Obviously, PSG aren't the best at keeping a clean sheet. It's so hard to predict the lineup. I actually never know who's going to play. And then we've gone for the Spurs boys with a great fixture against Leicester. I was going to put them in the Premier League, but I thought, why not put them in the Champion and give myself a chance to get into Division 1. For that reason, we've gone for Maddison, who had a great midweek. Son, who also had a decent midweek, who we've made captain. And Kulusevski up top. And then into the final Division 2 team. I still don't know how I managed to keep 3 teams in Champion Division 2, but we have. We don't seem to get relegated or promoted any of the weeks. We've gone for our spare Thibaut Courtois, a great fixture. Lewis Hall against Southampton, also another good fixture. On Andre Santos against Lille, that's going to be a hard one, but he can definitely get some solid AA. Ryan Cherky, I went as the captain. Not too sure why. Just love Cherky. He's just a great player. He's so good to watch. And not a hard game against Nantes, but we'll see. And then we've gone for Cole Palmer, returning to City. I fancy him getting a decisive. So guys, let me know your best teams over on Discord, over on Twitter. Feel free to tweet me. Also, when you join the Discord to show me your teams for the competition next week, then, show me your teams, get involved. I'm going to be opening up a Podium tab because I've got a Podium video that is going to be coming this week. I'm so excited to start a Road to Division 1 series on that. Hopefully, you guys are going to enjoy that. If you don't know what Podium is, I'm telling you now, either get involved or watch the videos and get involved next season because it is possibly one of the most addicting games that there is. It's like a football manager. It's a bit more interactive than Sorare. They are completely different games in their own right. Obviously both football, but one's more of a career mode based game. One is more of a pick your players and see how you score type game. But get involved. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button. It's always appreciated to know that you guys are enjoying the videos. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. There's loads of you that haven't. What are you doing? You should be subscribed. And I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Can we finally get back on that podium position? Find out.